So let's talk about a conflict where everything you think you know about warfare is being turned completely upside down. We're looking at a nation that's been hammered by sanctions, that is somehow landing major punches on some of the world's most powerful militaries.
And this isn't just some minor shift on the battlefield. It's a full-blown revolution in thinking. It turns out this isn't about who has the biggest budget. It's about who has the most clever strategy. And, against all the odds, Iran's playbook is working shockingly well.
I mean, the proof is right there, and it's pretty incredible when you list it out. We're talking massive ballistic missile strikes hitting Tel Aviv, a U.S. early warning radar worth over $1 billion, just gone. A $7 billion aircraft carrier, the USS Abraham Lincoln, apparently forced to pull back. And this is all happening while a constant stream of drones buzzes across the Gulf every single day.
So it all leads to the big question, right? How? How is a country that's been economically boxed in for decades suddenly able to go toe-to-toe with military superpowers? Well, the answer is kind of simple, kind of genius, and it has absolutely nothing to do with outspending them. It all boils down to something you might not expect: simple math. See, Iran isn't trying to win a head-on fight. They're playing an entirely different game, a war of economic attrition. The whole point is to make their enemies go broke just trying to defend themselves. So let's meet the star of the show, the Shahed kamikaze drone. It's lethal, it's effective, and it costs just $20,000. Seriously, you can think of it as a weaponized lawnmower engine, and it is causing an incredible amount of trouble.
Okay, so you have this $20,000 drone, but to stop it, this is where the math gets absolutely insane. The United States and its allies have to fire an advanced interceptor missile that costs, on average, $1.5 million. I mean, just look at this comparison. This isn't just a battle plan, it's an economic hit job. For every single drone Iran sends up, it forces its adversaries to spend a fortune. Iran can literally afford to lose these things all day long. But can the other side afford to keep shooting million-dollar missiles at them? Defense strategist Kelly Grieco just hits the nail on the head here. This isn't about a fair trade. It's a calculated plan to bleed the enemy's treasury dry. It's a war of 1,000 tiny, cheap cuts designed to make defense itself financially unsustainable. So, where on earth did Iran get this idea, and more importantly, the tech to actually pull it off? Okay, you're not going to believe this next part. It sounds like a spy movie script, because they didn't invent this tech. Nope, they stole it. So picture this. It's 2011. One of America's most secret, most advanced stealth drones, the RQ-170 Sentinel, somehow lands inside Iran. The US asked for it back, very politely. Iran's response was a hard no. Instead, they took it into a lab, took it apart piece by piece, and reverse-engineered every last bit of its technology. And look, they weren't just making photocopies here. They got creative. First, they built a direct copy just for spying. Then, they figured out how to strap weapons onto it. And finally, they perfected the masterpiece, the simple, cheap, and unbelievably effective Shahed 136 kamikaze drone we see today. They literally turned America's own high-tech gear against itself. But here's the thing. This drone heist, it wasn't just some lucky accident. It was just one piece of a much, much larger puzzle, a plan that's been in the works for 40 years. This was never a last-minute improvisation. This was always part of the long game. To really get it, we have to go way back. We're talking 1984, during the war with Iraq. Iran was getting absolutely pummeled by Saddam Hussein's Scud missiles, and they learned a really tough lesson. If you don't have your own missiles, you're a sitting duck. So they started a secret 40-year-long project, getting tech from North Korea and China, and most importantly, building. And what did they build? Something straight out of a James Bond movie: missile cities. These are huge, secret tunnel networks dug deep inside mountains. We're talking places where they hide thousands of missiles, totally safe from airstrikes, just waiting for the order to launch. This is the strategic ace up their sleeve. Okay, so let's put it all together. You've got cheap, stolen drone tech. You've got this massive, hidden missile arsenal. And you have a 40-year-long plan. What does that get you on the battlefield? Well, it gets you a brand new rule for modern war. Don't try to be smarter than the system. Just overwhelm it. First, you got to understand what they're facing. Israel and the US have built what is, without a doubt, one of the most sophisticated, most complex air defense shields in human history.
It's like a massive, multi-layered security system for the entire sky, with different weapons for different altitudes. It's a marvel of technology that costs billions and billions of dollars. So what's Iran's answer to this multi-billion-dollar technological masterpiece? It's as brutal as it is brilliant. Just launch everything at once. Send in hundreds of those cheap drones first to act as bait, to make the defense system waste all its expensive interceptor missiles. And then, in the chaos, the bigger, more powerful ballistic missiles get through and smash their targets.
And what this really shows us are two totally different philosophies of war clashing. On one side, you have smart bombs, technologically superior, incredibly complex, and very, very expensive. On the other side, you have smart thinking, economically sustainable, disposable weapons used in huge, overwhelming swarms. It's a strategy of brute force, sure, but it's a very clever kind of brute force, designed to turn the enemy's greatest strength, their expensive tech, into their biggest weakness.
So that's where we are, and this whole conflict leaves us with this huge, thought-provoking question about what war even looks like now. We're in a new age where smart economics and a whole lot of patience can actually challenge pure technological power. It really makes you wonder, in the 21st century, what's more powerful, the smartest bomb or the smartest thinking? The answer to that could really